Hello students. Today we discuss the next point in your topic forestry and economic botany, that is what is forestry and give the types of forestry, or also the right note on farm forestry. So forestry is the science with the management and utilization of resources of the forest. So, as you know, this forestry or forestry is the management and utilization of the resources of the forest. जो फॉरेस्ट में जो भी प्लांट्स रहते हैं उसे मैनेज करने और साथ में जो फॉरेस्ट में जो भी रिसोर्सेस है रिसोर्सेस का यूटिलाइजेशन हम कर सकते हैं और यूटिलाइजेशन कैसे हो सकता है उसका स्टडी फॉरेस्ट्री के अंदर किया जाता है. सो दिस includes the cultivations of the forest crop, protection, estimation of forest products, and utilization of forest products. That means these terms included the forest crops, देन फॉरेस्ट क्रॉप प्रोटेक्शंस है, फॉरेस्ट उससे हमको जो भी प्रोडक्ट्स बनाते हैं उसका यूटिलाइजेशन कैसे किया जाता है. ऑल दीज टर्म्स आर इंक्लूडेड इन दिस फॉरेस्ट्री. सो with these applications, these forestry will be classified in two types. First one is the farm forestry, which is also called as the agroforestry, and second is the urban forestry. This urban forestry is also called as the social forestry. So these mainly forest is assemblage of flora and fauna. As you know, in the forest there is the different plants and animals are present. So in the forest the diversity of the plants is known as the flora, and different diversity of the animals which are called as the fauna. So these forests are natural gift to the man. So yield the valuable commercial products like timber, fibers, medicinal plants, etc. we can got by this forestry. So there is the in forest there are lot of flora and fauna. That means there are lot of or many numbers of the plants and animals that will be useful for the humankind. So let's start with the farm forestry. This farm forestry is also called as the agroforestry. That means in the farm forestry is the practice of raising commercial or non-commercial tree on farm in addition to the नॉर्मल कल्टिवेशंस. फार्म फॉरेस्ट्री किसे बोलते हैं कि जो नॉर्मली हम जो फार्मिंग करते हैं दीज आर रेज्ड विद दी कमर्शियल और नॉन कमर्शियल ट्री. जो नॉर्मल फॉरेस्ट है उसके साथ में यदि हम जो कमर्शियली इम्पॉर्टेंट प्लांट है और नॉन कमर्शियल भी प्लांट्स हम ग्रो कर सकते हैं, दैट विद द एडिशन ऑफ द नॉर्मल फार्म. So this term is called as the farm forest. जो नॉर्मल फार्मिंग प्रोसेस है उसके साथ में यदि हम कुछ कमर्शियल और नॉन कमर्शियल प्लांट्स ग्रो करते हैं तो दैट इज़ द फार्म फॉरेस्ट्री. सो इट इज़ वेरी मच सिमिलर टू द एग्रीकल्चर एक्सेप्ट द period of gestation is the long. So it means the forestries play long range interest while agriculture pay short range recurring interest. That means यदि हम एग्रीकल्चर प्लांट्स ग्रो करते हैं तो कैसे शॉर्ट पीरियड रहते हैं और उसके हम अर्ली अर्निंग कर सकते हैं. लेकिन जो फॉरेस्ट्रीज है फॉरेस्ट्री ग्रो होने के लिए कुछ ज़्यादा टाइम जाता है और जो इनकम है वो इनकम हमें एज़ कम्पेयर टू एग्रीकल्चर क्रॉप वो थोड़ा कम मिलता है. सो दिस इज़ द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द एग्रीकल्चर ट्रीज एंड फॉरेस्ट ट्रीज. सो एम ऑफ दिस फार्म फॉरेस्ट्री इज़ टू मेकिंग द farmers self-sufficient in fuel and small timbers. Also, it providing the grazing facilities and make availability of fodders. So, if we can adding some forest trees in your farm, so we can got easily fuel as well as the timber. So, in villages for fuel or for timbering, or they can cutting the forest trees. But if they grow this tree on his own field, then they will be easily available these plants for fuel as well as timber. Also for grazing facilities or as a fodder, if you can grow such forest trees in on your field, then they can easily available for animals as a fodder. Also these plants get plants later for you can use this as a manure. Also these plants will protect crops against high wind and control the soil erosion. So this whole farm industry is aimed to turning the farmers into the entrepreneur producers. So if we can grow these plants on the own field, they can be protect from the high winds, and also they can helpful for the soil erosions. Then let's discuss about the types of farm industry. So there are two types as follows. One is the commercial farm industry and second one is the non-commercial farm industry. So first one is the commercial farm industry. Commercial farm industry. In this type of forestry, the commercial plants trees are raised on the farm in addition to the normal cultivation. Commercial, that means those plants which have been priced in the market. So in this commercial farm forestry, we can grow the commercial plant with our in farms. For example, the bamboo or eucalyptus plants. These two plants make the raw material for paper industry. So they can help for the earning to the peoples. Then second examples is about teak, sisal, artocarpus, pinus plants. They will be cultivated as a timber plants. So it will be used for fuel for domestic use as well as for the industrial furnaces. So these plants we can also grow on these field. Then some plants like agave, kapok, coconut, jute, hemp, etc. These are the fiber yielding plants. So they can gives the raw material for fibers industries. So if these commercial farm industries deals with the different medicinal plants, natural dye yielding plants, fruit yielding plants, these will be helpful for the farmers. If we can grow these commercial plants with normal farming, they will be helpful. Then second type is the non-commercial farm industry. The non-commercial, that means in this type of forestry, general plants like trees are raised on farm in addition to the normal cultivation. For these crops will be helpful for the soil conservation, soil management, crop management are mostly the main aims in these types of forestry. So, due to these non-commercial plants, we can protect the land erosions to reduce the mechanical damage of the normal crops by the high wind. Also, they can helpful for the reducing the salinity of land. It will be helpful for the continuous land cultivation. So the soil nitrogen contents will be increased by the leguminous plant cultivations. So these are some outcomes from the non-commercial farm industry. So this will be also beneficiary for the farmers. Also, they will be the non-commercial farm or non-commercial farm forestry. They will be grows on the barren land or less fertile soil, but ultimately these land will be converted into the fertile soils. So, in this farm forestry, some precautions will be taken, like if the commercials or non-commercial plants should have small crown, it must allow light to main crops. They should possess pruning resistance, and their root system should not affect the main crop. Mm, if these plants will be affected to main crop, they will be harmful. But if we can grow this plant with sufficient precaution, they will be ultimately helpful for the farmers. So today's we only discuss about the agroforestry. So in that agroforestry, the main is the difference between farm and urban forestry. You have to read these definitions of the farm as well as urban forestry for the uh, exams. Also, you can mind the definitions of the forestry. Then there is the definitions of agroforestry as well as social forestry. Then aims of the farm forestry. Then types of farm forestry, commercial as well as non-commercial farm forestry. In that commercial, which type of plants are grown in commercial farm forestry, and also the non-commercial farm forestry. So this is the first point in types of forestry, farm or agroforestry.